Okay, so arithmetic sequences are sequences where you're adding or subtracting the same number every time. I'm going to write that down. Arithmetic sequences are when you're adding or subtracting the same number every time. For example, is this too light of a color? Can everybody see this okay?
Yeah.
All right, adding or subtracting the same number every time. So this is a sequence, 22, and then 17, and then 12, and then 7, and then 2. What's going on every time?
Subtracting 5.
Adding a negative 5 or subtracting 5. Okay, so you could say subtract 5 everywhere here, or you could write add a negative 5. Either way works. So this is considered arithmetic because we're adding or subtracting the same number every time. So what should the next three be?
-3, -8, -13.
Yep. And you are allowed to use a calculator. There's no issues there. Okay. All right, we're going to do example 1. This one, I want everybody to keep quiet on, please. Just write them down for now. Okay, so these patterns are -13, -5, 3, 11, and 19. And the second pattern is 17, 14, 10, 7, and 3. So what you're going to do right now is you're going to figure out what the pattern is and fill out the next 3. And look at my face. You're going to tell me whether it's arithmetic or not, which means that you're subtracting or adding the same thing every time. So one of these you might not be adding or subtracting the same thing every time. You still have to find the pattern and then tell me whether it's arithmetic. So go ahead, on your calculator, please. Or in your head. Okay, so there's gonna be two prizes here, two problems. So you get a prize if you can tell me what the next three numbers are, and what the pattern is, and then whether it's arithmetic or not. All right, hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starting with number 6.
So the next three numbers for the top one
Mm-hmm.
would be 27, 35, and then 43
Okay, so what's the pattern?
plus 8.
Is it plus 8 every time?
Yes.
Yep, looks like it. Okay, so is this arithmetic?
Yeah.
Yes. Because it's subtracting or adding the same thing every time this time. Nice job, go get a prize. All right, second person is number 3.
So for log 1, it would be 0, and then -4, and then -7.
Okay, so what's the pattern?
The pattern is -3, and then -4, and then that just carries off.
Oh, and then alternating? So it's like -3, -4, -3, -4. So is that arithmetic?
No?
No, because it's not adding the same thing every time. Good job. Go get a prize. Okay. Still more opportunities for prizes. No worries. All right, so next I want you guys to write the equation for an arithmetic sequence. We're going to write a sub n equals d parentheses n minus 1 plus a sub 1. So it looks like that. Ooh. It looks like a big mess. There you go. That's the equation for an arithmetic sequence. D is something called the common difference. That's how much you're adding or subtracting every time. And if it's subtracting, it needs a negative with it. N is the term of the sequence. And I'm going to put which spot. So like if it's the fourth term, that means it's the fourth number in the sequence. And a sub 1 is the first term of the sequence. Okay. Okay. So, example 2. I want to go back to that first sequence we did, 22, 17, 12, 7, 2, etc. We said what, -3, -8, -13? This is the one where it was subtracting by 5 every time. So if I said to you, do you guys see how we have 8 terms here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 terms. If I said, what's the 9th term? What would you say? -18. Everybody okay with that? Okay, what if I said, what's the 105th term? I mean, that sounds like a nightmare, right, to figure out? So we're gonna use the formula, so everybody write it down. A sub n equals, what was the common difference for this one? -5, because it's going down 5. And then you write parentheses n minus 1, plus, what was the very first term? 22. And then we're going to simplify by distributing it. So a sub n equals -5n plus 5 plus 22.